Hey, what's going on, family? T Speaks here. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk tonight about choice. And this is going to really probably surprise a few of you, maybe even shock you. Being wealthy is a choice, just like being poor is a choice. Now, before you challenge me too much on this, let me just explain what I mean. When you are poor, I'm not talking about if you're born into a situation, because many people are unfortunately born into situations that are challenging at times. Maybe there's a single parent household, or for some reason there's a lot of children, there's low income, low money coming in. There's maybe not an education, there's no perhaps means in order to go out there in the beginning when you're coming up and you're born into this surroundings and circumstances for you to go out and venture out and do more because you're a child. However, you can literally at a certain point make a decision. I don't want this status anymore. I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want to live how I live. I don't want to live where I live. I don't want to wear the clothes that I wear. I'm making a decision to change my life. I acknowledge this is where I am. I acknowledge I was born into this. I acknowledge that I haven't accepted this all of this time. This is being poor. I acknowledge that maybe I'm in low income housing. I acknowledge that I grew up in a project. I acknowledge that I grew up in an urban area. I acknowledge that we didn't have a lot growing up. All of these things are if you will, within our makeup. We were born into these things. These are out of our control to a degree. These are just the situations. Like, no one chooses what color they're going to be born. No one chooses where they're going to live when they're coming out their mother's stomach. No one chooses who their mother and father are going to be. Those are choices that are beyond our control, if you will. However, I want to state this emphatically even, that there is a point when you have the ability to make a decision to change your life. You can change anything you want. You can change, well, within reason. You can't change your color. You can get a tan, or you can, kind of lose a little bit of color if you bleach or whatever. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the things really, like in terms of your economical and social being, where you are, your status, how many commas you have in the bank account, what assets you have. Those are things in the world that you are fully capable of changing no matter where you start. You see, being an entrepreneur, having a business is, if you will, an equal playing field. It's not as if certain people I know are, hey, this is my nephew, give him a job. That's being on a job. And that's, if you will, that's going to reach a certain plateau, a certain peak. The job will only pay you but so much. But when you decide to change where you live, you decide what you're going to drive, you decide how many days a week you are actually going to commit to working, what you're going to do to change your situation. Here's the thing I want to say to you. When you make a decision, not a choice, because a choice says, I could do it, or maybe I won't do it. You're giving yourself a way out, if you will, an excuse to go back to where you were, to the life that you were born into, or to wherever you were that circumstances kind of put you in. Because I do know that there are times when you can get in a situation and you didn't ask for it. You get a series of, if you will, things that just happen. Life just happens. You get a fire. You get fired from your job. Your business closes down. You lose your company. Your partner, embezzles $5 million, and the government is telling you you owe $1.5 million in taxes. Those are situations that sometimes, most of the times, are out of our control. Your child burns you down and you hadn't finished paying for your townhouse and you have to basically take all your money. Those things happen. The things that you can control are how much effort you put towards something. You can control what goals you set for yourself and how you will go about executing them. You can decide how many hours a week or a day that you are going to give toward reaching your goals, regardless of how many hours you work on a job, regardless of how many hours you study going to school, you can control how many hours you are going to commit to changing your life. It sounds simple because I promise you, it is simple. It's simple to a degree because you can make a decision. That's oftentimes the hard part, but yet the easiest part. Making a decision and putting the work behind it, the necessary steps called execution, will get you where you want to be and will change anything in your life. You want to be wealthy? Make yourself wealthy. How do you do it? You decide what your gift is. You start moving. You create your program. You get your business. You work at it until it becomes a success. Work at what you want tirelessly, endlessly. Forego things. Forget about certain things. You can change it. If you actually drove by, and here's one of the major reasons why I know you can do what you want. I guarantee that there are things in your life that you made a decision that you were going to have before you got them. And somehow you found a way to get them, to own them, to possess them, to buy them. You found a way to go to, oh, I'd love to go to Cancun. You found a way, even though your bank account may have been saying, no, you can't go. You found a way to go. You found a way to get what you wanted. Well, all you have to do is broaden that out and to find a way to get what you want in terms of, I want another zero. I want more land. I want a larger business. I want my own business. I want to stop working on a job and start, whatever it is, you have the control to it. You can control it 100%. That's what makes it so unique, because no one can deny you your effort. No one can tell you when to cap your effort or when to start your effort or when to stop your effort. You are the only one who can control that part of the equation. What you put in is oftentimes what you'll get out. If you put in a little bit of work, you're going to get a little bit of productivity. You're going to get a little bit out of it. You probably won't change much. If you want to change your car, you might go from a Toyota to a Honda. You put in a lot of work toward building your structure, your business. You'll go from a Toyota to a Bugatti to a Mercedes. It really depends on what you want is what you can go after and what you can have. A lot of people think that it's kind of like a happenstance where you flip a coin and maybe you'll be successful, maybe you won't. No, success is not like that. See, success says, if you don't give me a choice and you possess me, I'm going to be yours. I'll say that again. Success says, it's almost like it is a living, breathing organism because it is evasive to some and yet captured by others, possessed by others, handled by others, and made to be others. It says, if you come after me and you refuse to turn back, you refuse my nose, you refuse my resistance, I'll be yours. Success yields itself to the one who goes after it the hardest, the most, and the longest. And if you make it to where it is a choice, I choose to go after this. I made a decision, because you can choose to do something or not choose. You make a decision, that's an absolute. I made a decision that I'm not going to be in this place next year, no matter what circumstances come my way. Yes, I'm tired. I got out of school an hour ago, and I would normally sit up, put my feet up, grab the remote control, and I would start relaxing or winding down. I refuse to do that. I refuse to give my eyes rest and give this body rest until after I put an hour worth of focus in to decide. Sometimes it just takes brain to just think, what do I want to do? How can I do it? And when am I going to take the action to get it? You can have what you want, and here's the other side of it. If you want to be limited, non-successful, unsuccessful, not successful, if you want to stay where you are, that takes work too, believe it or not. That takes effort. What that takes is a lot more folding of arms. It takes a lot more grabbing the remote. It takes a lot more putting your feet up. It takes a lot more, believe it or not, and this is what I have grown to know is true. It takes a lot more ignoring the voices and the whispers around you, because everything starts to speak. You almost have to have tunnel vision and say, I am not going to look and see opportunities or possibilities. I am going to stay narrow-minded and stay right here and do nothing else. And it will keep tapping on the door. Success will still keep coming toward you because it is meant for each of us to have. But many think that it's not theirs. Many absolutely don't want to get up and start to move toward it. They move away from it by going to a football game, by going to a basketball game, by going to a recital, by doing a lot of different things that are, if you will, noteworthy. I'd love to see what the Lakers are going to do this coming season. I want to know who's traded to the Lakers. I want to know if LeBron is going to stay. I want to know if he's thinking about doing this. I want to know what Curry's doing. However, those things, if not kept in the proper place, will come over into the columns of your time to build, your time to focus, your time to commit. So we do a lot more of the things that we shouldn't do, and we don't do very little of what we should do. And that will cause us to stay right where we are. You see, success and being non-successful or unsuccessful, they're pretty much even. They're even. It takes work and effort to have either one of them. Why not aim for the one who'll give you the most return? Why not aim? It's like when you pick a stock. And you guys know I'm formerly a Wall Street executive, so I always think in terms of the stock market. Why would you pick a stock that's going to give you over 3 years a 2% return when you can pick a stock that will give you a 50% return in 6 months? If the earnings report look as if the stock is going to take off, why would you get another stock who is making no earnings, they're missing all the estimates, and they're going to lose you money in the near term? That sounds foolish, right? Exactly. It has to sound foolish. It sounds just as crazy or difficult to understand or comprehend when someone decides to not be successful. It is a decision. It's a choice, but it's a decision. You have to pretty much say, I'm not going to be here any longer. I'm not going to be here any longer than I have to, and I don't have to be here any longer at all. And it's just that simple. It changes for you. So the next time you're deciding to do something, make the right decision that's going to give you the right response, that's going to give you the right results, and that's going to help to change your life for the better. Financial freedom is available to all of us. But the truth of the matter is, only some will strive for it and reach for it with everything they've got. Others will extend their hands or efforts and pull back because it takes a lot. But it's going to take equal, if not more, to sit down and to stay down. It's going to take just as much energy it is to go to sleep sometimes and to stay asleep as it is to get up and say, I've had enough sleep. Let me get busy. Let me start to work. Let me start to focus. I know this message is a little different, but success is a choice, just like poverty is a choice. However you've been born into it, that's one thing. When you become of age, when you grow, you can change it. You can change the outcome. Absolutely. And you guys know my motto. You change your mind, you change your life. Change your mind about everything around you that you don't like. And you literally will change your life. You'll change everything around you that you don't like. Will it take effort? Sure it will. Will it take a lot of effort? Most likely. Will it be difficult? I can probably promise you that. But will it be worth it? Absolutely 100%. Choice is yours. Either wealthy or just getting by, wealthy, poor, better off, or not so better off. The choice is still open and available to each and every person. It's an equal playing field. Whether you're man, woman, whether you're black, white, Asian, Indian, it doesn't matter what language you speak, as a second language, as a first language, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have the ability, now I'm saying if you have the mental capacity to actually think, you put some work to that, some effort to that, and you don't give up, you put some sweat equity into it. In other words, you put you into it, you'll get what you're after. You change your mind, you change your life. Family, if this has been encouraging to you, if anything that I've said have actually piqued your interest and made you think that maybe you want to change something, maybe you didn't know or you weren't aware that you can, why don't you put a like? Why don't you give me a comment? Let me know what you think. Let me know what part of you that you're ready to change. And if it can help you, you just let me know, reach out to me. I'm T Speaks, because above all, I am here to serve you. I am here because of you. And let's get it together. Let's be successful. I'm T Speaks.